Excuse me. I'm coming through. You're so cute.
She's coughing on me. She's coughing on me.
No,
yes.
Look at you guys. You're so cute.
You're such a Karen.
Okay, whatever. You're such sheep.
Why don't you have a mask on?
Because I don't need to have one on. I'm not sick, and neither are you.
Okay, but you don't have to be coughing at me.
You don't know who's sick or not.
It's my allergies.
You don't know who's sick or not by looking at somebody.
Yeah. And so 2 years ago, before anybody started talking about COVID, you were okay with that, though, going out not knowing you were sick, right?
You don't know anything about my health.
I don't.
Yeah, she's coughing on me.
I have my allergies, and she got all freaked out because I'm coughing.
No, she don't.
No, she's coughing.
How do you know? You don't know, and she just said, I don't know anything about her health. You don't know anything about my health. Maybe I have a medical release. I don't need to wear a mask.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Here's when keeping it Karen goes wrong. The Karenicity runs deep in this one. So we know who this person is. Let me give you some background. A Karen in Nebraska was caught coughing at a supermarket while firmly refusing to mask up. This was on September 7th. A Twitter user posted a TikTok video showing a woman smiling as she continues to cough in the store despite being asked to stop by other customers. The video identified the woman as Janine Hoskovec, who is now receiving a lot of backlash. Now, who is Janine? According to her LinkedIn profile, Janine is a resident of Lincoln, Nebraska, works at IT giant SAP, according to her LinkedIn profile. Her profile lists her place of work as Temple, Arizona, but the footage was captured at a Super Saver in Lincoln, Nebraska. She has also previously worked, according to the profile, at NASA and IBM, as well as HP. That's based on the profile. The profile says that she studied at the United States Air Force Academy, as well as Arizona State University and the University of Colorado. For all of that studying and all of those degrees did not stop her Karenicity from getting the best of her. Dina Dahl, we know of a case that I reported on my show where a woman coughed on produce and basically got a 10-year sentence. Most of that parole, but some of that behind bars. Is this illegal what this woman was doing here?
You know, I know that was the weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
Her saliva was one. This is a little bit harder because she's coughing, she's not spitting. If they even brought charges against her for this, though, even if they wouldn't stick, wow, that would be a real deterrent for something like this. But I don't think that this probably rises to the level of criminality. Probably where she's gonna get it is for her private employer. If her private employer doesn't decide to fire her as a result of this, if she ever gets another job and that employer Googles her, I think they're gonna certainly question whether or not they want her to represent them out in the public world. Because
we have one of these anti-mask incidents of assault, and that's really what it is. I talk about mental illness clearly seems to be a component with these people. The woman in this video, which some are calling an anti-mask Karen, I really am not big on Karen because it's clearly a racially loaded term. It's really applied to white women, so I stay away from it. I call this person a really bad person who also may be mentally ill. This is another one of these incidents where a woman in Nebraska, some kind of COVID denier, some kind of anti-masker, is repeatedly coughing on the person who is filming. And we're going to look at this and then we're going to talk about what crimes may have been committed here. So let's start with the story. This was posted to the Lincoln, Nebraska subreddit a few days ago. And the person who posted it, a user named Jessabird on Reddit, says, "So my kid and I were at the store tonight to pick up a few groceries when this lady approached us and said politely, 'Excuse me.' And to be honest, I thought she was going to ask me for help or ask me where something was. I was about to say, 'I don't work here, lady,' when she asked me why we were wearing masks. That's when I realized she wasn't wearing one. I started walking away while replying because of the Delta variant and also because there's a mandate. Then she went on about how she was born and raised here in Nebraska, and it's too bad some Nebraskans have turned into sheep. She asked if I've had a vaccine and said that my kid and I don't need to wear masks because we look young and healthy. There were several other people around wearing masks, but for some reason she chose to pick on me and my kid. At the end of the video, some poor guy working there tries to intervene and basically told us all, just go our separate ways. Karen walked away and I told the guy what happened. He said it wasn't the first time he's had to deal with people like her at work. I tried to continue my shopping, but the lady followed me around the store. I told her she needs to keep her distance and her coughing on me was assault. She kept laughing and saying, look at you. It's so cute how scared you are. By this time, I was absolutely livid, trying my best to hold it together in front of my kid. I didn't finish my shopping. I instead went to the self-checkout to pay for my stuff. She followed me to use the checkout right next to me. I informed the employee manning the checkouts. This woman assaulted me by coughing deliberately, but I didn't wait around to see what the employee would say. So let's take a look at this video. This is horrifying. And what's horrifying about it is it's less about the specific risk of contagion, but it's that there are people in our country who would do this and who think that they are making some kind of prescient point by doing this. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a listen.
That's a, excuse me?
Excuse me. I'm coming through.
So this is a disgusting person, but is she also mentally ill? I don't know. I mean, normal people don't behave this way, but even that term normal has become very loaded in COVID times.
She's coughing on me. She's coughing on me.
No,
Yes.
look at you guys.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
You're such a Karen.
Okay, whatever. You're such sheep.
Why don't you have a mask on?
Because I don't need to have one on. I'm not sick, and neither are you.
Okay, but you don't have to be coughing or something.
You don't know who's sick or not.
Hey, you put
It's my allergies.
You
I
don't
have
know
allergies.
who's sick or not.
By the way, how annoying are those fake coughs?
Oh, yeah. And so 2 years ago, before anybody started talking about COVID, you were okay with that, though, going out not knowing you were sick, right?
You don't know anything
Right?
about my health.
I don't.
Yeah, she's coughing on me.
I have my allergies, and she got all freaked out because I'm coughing.
No, she's coughing.
How do you know? You don't know, and she just said, I don't know anything about her health. You don't know anything about my health. Maybe I have a medical
Medical.
release. I don't need to
She might have a medical.
wear a mask.
Okay, bye.
Why don't you have a mask on?
Because I don't need to have one on. I'm not sick, and neither are you.
You don't know who's sick or not.
It's my allergies. I have allergies. Oh, yeah. And so 2
Okay.
years ago.
So I think you get the point. Now, there were some people saying call the police next time, but one user on the Reddit post about this said call the police this time, which I agree with. There's video evidence of a crime being committed. Okay, what crime? We were looking into this, and it seems as though in Nebraska, this is assault in the third degree. This is Nebraska Revised Statute 28310. Assault in the third degree. A person commits the offense of assault in the third degree if he intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly causes bodily injury to another person or threatens another in a menacing manner. Assault in the third degree shall be a Class 1 misdemeanor unless committed in a fight or scuffle entered into by mutual consent, in which case it should be a Class 2 misdemeanor. So that's the most likely thing. The other idea that's been floated is that coronavirus coughing attacks might be able to be prosecuted as terrorism. And this is an article from, what is the date? This is from April of 2020 when these coughing incidents started, where Nikita Malik, a contributor to Forbes, wrote that COVID-19 is considered a biological agent, meaning that if you deliberately cough on a policeman or merchandise, which was what was going on at the time, you could be charged with terrorism. I think, it's probably a stretch to get a conviction on that, but at least there's the idea that it could be. We do need to throw the book at these people. This is not, when we talk about antisocial behavior, detrimental to all of society, where culturally, from a health standpoint, from any aspect you want to look at this, not taking seriously people who go out and to make some kind of political point, I don't even know what it is, or because they're just out of their minds, or a combination of the two, are coughing during a pandemic on people to scare them, right? It's got to be taken as seriously as the law allows. So I am all for, if you can do a terrorism charge, do it. If this is assault in the third degree under Nebraska law, go with it. But the people have to call the police. And I understand that this woman wrote, I just wanted to get out of there. I'm not blaming her for that. But let's all come together and say that if we see this stuff, let's make every effort to actually get police involved and really make sure that these people, even if they don't get convicted, have to spend months dealing with the justice system because of the disgusting thing that they did. We'll have more on this particular incident on the show Instagram. You can find us on Instagram. Okay, let me start with a follow-up about a story from yesterday. Yesterday, I showed you the video of this coughing anti-mask woman in a grocery store in Nebraska. We did not yet have that much information about her yesterday. Now we know much more about her, and she has been fired. Her name is Janine Hoskovec. This is an Arizona woman who used to work for the software company SAP. She has been fired. She was in a video that has gone gigaviral, I would call it, coughing on a mother and daughter who were shopping at a Super Saver grocery store in Lincoln, Nebraska. She's done, folks. Let's review the video first, just so we're all on the same page. This is from yesterday, and it is horrifying.
That's a, excuse me?
Excuse me. I'm coming through.
Vile.
So cute.
Vile.
She's coughing on me. She's coughing at me.
No,
Yes.
look at you guys. You're so nice.
You're such a Karen.
Okay, whatever. You're such sheep.
Why don't you have a mask on?
Because I don't need to have one on. I'm not sick, and neither are you.
Okay, but you don't have to be
How does she know
You
that?
don't know who's sick or not.
Hey, you
It's my allergies.
You
I
don't
have
know
allergies.
who's sick or not by looking
Oh,
at
you
somebody.
yeah. And so 2 years ago, before anybody started talking about COVID, you were okay with that, though, going out not knowing you were sick, right?
You don't know anything
Right?
about my health.
I don't.
Yes.
Janine, can you deploy those new updates to the code, please?
Coughing at me?
I have my allergies, and she got all freaked out because I'm coughing.
No, she's coughing.
How do you know? You don't know, and she just said, I don't know anything about her health. You don't know anything about my health. Maybe I have a
It's funny. 30 seconds prior, she says, we don't need masks because I'm not sick and neither are you. And then she says, you don't know anything about my health or her health already, but nobody knows anything. Okay, so listen, she has been fired. She has been fired. SAP, the company that she used to work for, put out a statement after the woman was identified, saying, quote, the health and safety of our employees and the communities in which we live and work are of utmost concern to us. We are taking the matter of an SAP employee incident very seriously and investigating the situation. Going on to say via Twitter, we have reviewed the incident and can confirm that the individual in question no longer works for SAP. This is, of course, the right decision for SAP as a business. They made the decision that was best for them. And Janine Hoskovec now can go and participate in the marketplace of employment and of ideas. And there may well be a company that will hire her because of this unhinged coughing rant, or not. And that would be the marketplace of ideas and employment that the right so desperately claims to want. So that is one follow-up. That is a very, very good thing. And no word on charges yet. We did talk yesterday about how under Nebraska law, a layman's interpretation of third-degree assault suggests that this could be third-degree assault. That's one thing. In addition, in times of COVID, one could argue that federal terrorism charges could actually be levied against folks like this for deliberate coughing on others. I don't think we've seen it, but that was a legal opinion that was floated a few months ago. We looked at a Forbes article yesterday that explained it. As of yet, no charges that we know of against Janine Hoskovec, certainly being judged